Hi, I'm Sam Helmler, and this is Transformational Coaching, a podcast where I work with extraordinary women on the verge of great change. These women are bold, brave leaders, pioneers in their field. They aren't afraid of transformation, they welcome it. These women know that when they challenge the underlying beliefs and limiting thought patterns that have guided their lives up until now, everything around them changes too. What work is done on the inside shows up on the outside with incredible changes to their careers, their relationships, their home and personal lives. So welcome. This is Transformational Coaching, changing lives one conversation at a time. Good morning. This is Sam from Transformational Coaching, coming to you today from the Bayerische Wald, the forest here in Bayern in southern Germany. With my dog Magic. If you hear jingling, that's the bell on his collar. And this time of year the forest is full with blackberries just starting to ripen. Lots of brambles, lots of moss, lots of crows. And today I'm going to share a guided meditation or visualization with you about boundaries. So three clients who I coached this week all had a similar theme running through the challenge that they wanted to get clarity on, and it was boundaries. For two of them, it was to do with romantic relationships and how to stand in their own power and to acknowledge their self-worth and to be clear and calm in upholding the boundaries of self-respect. For another one, it was about how to reset her nervous system so that no matter what or who came swirling into her life with their own energy field of chaos and rush and impatience, that she would stay centered and grounded regardless of what was swirling around her. If you've done my soul writing courses or been on my retreats, you'll know that we often use the image of Buddha sitting in meditation while the winds of chaos swirl around him and he sits peacefully with a gentle half smile on his lips. So today we're going to do a variation on that for your boundary visualization. And there are two important parts to this. The first is the image. I want you to really try and create something in your mind's eye that feels powerful and true to you, because I'm going to ask you to come back to this over and over again. And here's the second part, which is repetition. If boundaries are an issue for you with your colleagues, your boss, your work-life separation, your home, your kids, the important people in your life, you might want to do this every day for 30 days until you override the old programming that allowed you to drop those boundaries when pulled, and to replace it with this new programming which has you centered, strong, and calm. So find somewhere quiet to sit. If you want, you can put a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. I'm going to close my eyes with you. And I invite you to take a few deep breaths. And with each breath, feel the seat of your body getting a little heavier, and that gravitational pull that keeps you connected to the earth. So you are rooted and strong and stable. And with each breath now, you might like to notice the way your belly moves in response to the breath. The way your heart space moves in response to the breath. And see if the shoulders can perhaps drop back and down. Maybe the chin can draw in a little, ears draw back over the shoulders, so there's an easy length to the spine. And now in your mind's eye, I'd like you to picture yourself sitting in meditation. Notice your posture. Notice a sense of ease in your facial expression. Notice the gentle, steady flow of breath rising and falling in your body. And with that image, I'd like you to use your breath to create a bubble of protection around you. So see yourself breathing, and with each exhale, see that bubble pushing out from your core until it surrounds your whole body. Notice that this isn't forced. Notice that this is just through focusing on the breath that you're able to create this bubble of protection around you. And inside that bubble there is a sense of strength, calm, peace, self-assuredness. I'd like you to now pay attention to any forces of chaos that might enter your life. Maybe you see them as people. Maybe it's more a feeling, a situation that often occurs. I'd like you to see those forces of chaos around your bubble of protection, outside. And they might have a colour, they might have a shape or a movement, a frequency of energy. Take a moment to acknowledge each one. And notice if there are any storylines attached, particularly around guilt or shame, what should have happened but didn't. And see if you can drop those. So become aware of the energy of chaos without getting caught up in the storyline. And you can stay seated in the center of your bubble, peacefully breathing. You may need to interact with whoever is behind that energy of chaos. And if you do, see yourself doing it from within your bubble, undisturbed. So you're free to interact, to talk with, to move, to organize, but it all takes place within that bubble of protection. And at the core, at your core, there is stillness and ease. I'd like you to imagine now a particularly strong force of chaos. It might be someone in particular, where there are lots of triggers, lots of old storylines that can very quickly pull you off course. Or it might be a situation that is particularly challenging. And when this force of chaos tries to break through your bubble of protection, I'd like you to see yourself standing up, and taking warrior pose, Virabhadrasana 2. So legs are wide, one knee is bent in a lunge, arms are strong out to the sides, spine is long, feet are firmly planted on the ground. See yourself taking this fierce warrior position inside your bubble of protection. And see yourself warding off that particularly strong energy of chaos. You will not be baited. You will not be pulled off course. And notice how strong the triggers are. There may be years of old behavior and old patterning trying to pull you off course. But from this moment on, that old program is no longer allowed to function. Here we have the fierce warrior protecting the peace within you. And you may have to stand your ground over and over and over again. But know that you have this power within you, and that each time you channel this energy, it will become easier. It will become a more automatic part of who you are. And if you need to interact with that energy of chaos, again, you can see yourself doing it in a clear, calm, strong manner. And often this has nothing to do with the words we use. Often fewer words is better. And it has everything to do with the energy that we hold and the strength that we radiate. And when you are ready, when that particular energy of chaos has retreated, you can come back into your sitting position. See yourself coming back into that meditation posture. See yourself putting a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart and taking a few deep breaths. And giving yourself a gentle smile that you have practiced staying in your power. The more you practice it, the more automatic it will become. When you're ready, bring your awareness back to your present reality, to where you are sitting, listening to this meditation. Become aware of your body, the rise and fall of your breath. And when you're ready, gently blink the eyes open. Wishing you all much peace in your strength and much strength in your peace. Let me know how you get on.